you don't have to enjoy social media. You don't have to be good at social media. You don't have to be constantly posting and creating content for social media in order to connect with and potentially meet your ideal clients through the internet, through social media. That doesn't have to be the only outlet. There are a lot of other very effective ways of getting your message out, of marketing, and of meeting your ideal clients. Hello and welcome to the Pod Course. This is a mini course delivered to you via podcast, and it's on a channel that's separate from but also connected to my original home podcast, which is the Nicole Joy Show. The intention of this pod course is for heart-centered entrepreneurs who know that you have an important message to get out and who feel like podcasting may be the thing, and you can see yourself as a podcaster but may be really overwhelmed at how do I get from this is a great idea to I'm actually launching a show. A couple things to know before you jump into the episode. One, something that I get asked quite a bit by people who just get started podcasting. What are all of your favorite tools, the software, the hardware, all of the pieces? So what I've done is created an email with all of the links for my favorite items to help you get started podcasting, doing it yourself right now. There's a link in the show notes that you can enter your email address and I'll send you an email with all of the links. Number two, if you listen all the way through, you really appreciate my perspective and the way that I teach about podcasting, I highly recommend you check out Podcasting with Heart. I'm going to link it in the show notes. It's a self-paced, on-demand course that will teach you everything that I know about podcasting. And note that private podcast consulting is an option as well. Just reach out to me. Number three, if you watch all of these episodes and you feel complete, that's perfect too. I invite you to go check out my main show, The Nicole Joy Show, where I share a lot more about business, spirituality, energetics, a dose of motherhood, and how all of them kind of work together. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Welcome to episode 3 of the Pod Course. This was originally episode 190 on The Nicole Joy Show, and it was called Marketing Strategies for Non-Social Media Lovers. The idea for the episode came about because I had a client at the moment, and I've actually had a lot of people in my community talk to me about this who really hate social media and we're considering podcasting as an alternative way to market their business and get their message out that's outside of social media. When I went back through the episode and the review process to put it on this pod course, I realized that the title needed to be updated as well, because what this is really about is building a sustainable business. While I do enjoy some of social media, it's not the most sustainable business tool, and I'll explain why and my thought process in this episode. I hope you enjoy. So I have this client right now who hates social media. She really doesn't enjoy social media. And we're having these conversations about building a sustainable business and marketing. And the thing about it is you don't have to enjoy social media. You don't have to be good at social media. You don't have to be constantly posting and creating content for social media in order to connect with and potentially meet your ideal clients through the internet, through social media. That doesn't have to be the only outlet. There are a lot of other very effective ways of getting your message out, of marketing, and of meeting your ideal clients. Because ultimately the thing is, you really do need to be marketing. And I hesitate because I hate saying anything in absolutes. But I feel like as much as I believe in manifestation and things lining up perfectly and everything happening exactly as it should and in its correct timing, I also believe in getting up and getting out there and moving things forward. I think it was Kerry Washington one time that said, if your bus is leaving and you're running late to catch the bus, you got to run to get on the bus. You got to run to catch the bus. And I'm not suggesting that you run and push hard to market and do social media, but if creating a sustainable business is important to you, then it is important to have some way for potential clients of the world or of your local area, if you have a local service-based or product, whatever, based business, to be able to connect with you and feel you even when you're not physically present, right? Because you can go to all the in-person networking events that exist in your town, but after that event is over, how are those people going to continue to connect with you and potentially hire you at some point down the road if you don't have some kind of channel or something moving online where they can feel you when you're not present? Not to mention the folks that don't make it to every in-person networking meeting. So I'm going to tell you what I told her. There are other ways that you can build sustainability, that you can have an online presence without being active on social media, one of which is a podcast. Podcast is not social media. Podcast is a broadcast, a play on demand broadcast of getting your message out through audio form or video. And then you can put it on YouTube and it becomes a video cast. Now, if you want to just use social media as a place where you spread the word about your podcast, that is something that you can easily do. And what that looks like is you can create pillar content on your podcast, whether it's weekly, twice a month, monthly, 3-4 times a week, like I've done this past week, whatever feels correct for you. When you have an important message that you want to get out, you can create a deep episode where you are going deep with your community about a given topic. And then you take that pillar content and you pull small pieces out of it to create micro content for social media. And in my business and many other podcasters, what that looks like is quotes or Instagram reels, or it could be as simple as an announcement on your personal Facebook page saying there's a new podcast episode out and a link to where they can listen to the show. Another way that you can do that if you're not so much into talking is blogging. You can go back to old-fashioned blogging, which is super powerful, particularly if it's coming from you and not that's completely something out of ChatGPT. Many of my episodes could very easily be turned into blog posts and vice versa and create a similar message just in a different format. And then again, you can utilize social media just to let people know that there's a blog post out. Hey, I wrote a piece. Here's a link if you want to read it. And then the third thing that I am going to mention is in-person, right? So in-person networking events is another way that you can market yourself, market your services, and connect with potential clients. Knowing that even when you do that, like I said in the beginning, it's still helpful to have something online that people can continue to connect with you and feel you even after that in-person meeting. And the last thing I want to say to wrap up this quickie episode is, in terms of energetic connection, the most potent energetic connection is going to be in person, right? And we also need to keep in mind sustainability. Is it realistic for your lifestyle and or the season of life that you're in right now? The next best potency for energetic connection is video online. So video casting. If you watch my YouTube channel or you watch these on video on my website, for example, that's a stronger energetic connection than the next one, which is just audio, right? So the podcast on audio or an audiobook is still stronger than, or maybe even close and equal to written word. Right? So the blog posts, as beautiful as they can be, some of them really land and you can feel somebody by what they're writing. But a lot of times that tends to be on the lower end of the energetic connection. I still recommend it. I still think it's a fantastic way to connect with and meet potential clients online. But in terms of energetic connection, that's my ranking. And so to wrap this up, you don't have to be good at social media. You don't have to like social media. There's lots of other ways that you can and should market online. You could simply use social media as a way to just let people know, as an announcement portal, a free announcement portal at that. It has literally never been easier to market your business for free. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you'd like a list of my top tools, both hardware and software, if you're just getting into podcasting, enter your email at the link in the show notes, and I'll send you an email with the links of my favorite podcasting tools.